Hello, everyone. So glad that you're able to join me today and that you're able to spend a couple minutes here. I know time is precious. Your time is very valuable. Okay. So you could have been anywhere, but you decided to be here, and I appreciate that. All right. So the new year is upon us. I am actually making this video right before the new year. New Year's a few days away. But I know that as we approach the new year, there's a lot of, and sometimes there could be excitement about making changes and the refreshing and the renewing of things in your life. And then it can also fizzle out at times, right? And so I want you to think about the changes that you're making in your life as changes on your journey in life that are going to take some time to change and to make yourself or put yourself in a better situation than you're in right now. Okay. So I say that to say that the new year resolutions and things like that, that's nice. That's good. But we're gonna continue this journey throughout the year and beyond, because every change that you make for the better, every step that you take for the better, it's going to change you and make you have the outcomes that you're looking for the future. And that is something that's life changing. So let's continue on this journey. Okay. So, if you missed part one, please go back and watch part one, because this is part two. And I'm going to briefly talk about part one, but you probably need to go back and do the activities in part one. Okay. If you can't reach that video, please contact me and let me know. I'm happy to get that sent to you. Okay. So how did you do on your homework? Now let's just review for a moment. In the last video, you're supposed to keep track. Just notice the moments when you nearly answered no, but said yes. What did your body feel like? Why did you answer yes or no? What was the reasoning, and was that reasoning true or false? You were meant to simply notice. And if your mind began to critique you, you were supposed to gently bring your mind back, right? Bring it back to reality. What is actually happening right now? Thank your mind. Thank you, mind, for bringing that up. Thank you, mind, that I'm able to notice that. Some people can't notice some things that they're doing, right? You're able to notice. You thank your mind, even though it's critiquing you. You thank your mind for helping you to notice that. But remind your mind that this is the reality. This is the early steps in change that I'm making for myself. You remind yourself and bring your mind back to what's actually happening right now, right? Now, I'm hoping that you're able to see, or at least notice, when you said yes, who you said yes to, when you said no, who you said no to, right? And why, possibly, like some of the reasoning behind it. And even noticing, I know that you did this. You notice when you said yes, but when you really should have said no, right? Right? You know what that felt like, right? You should be able to, and I'm hoping that you can. I don't want to say should, but I'm hoping that you can, or you're able to now notice how your body feels when you make decisions that do not support your goals. Your body has a feeling in it. I'm sure it gave you some signs. Now you got a chance to notice the thought behind why you responded yes or no. And so what the next stage is for you and for us is to really dig a little deeper into that reasoning behind it, or the belief behind underneath why you said yes or no. So what do I mean by that? Well, we often say yes to things because we feel a sense of responsibility, which is frequently a false belief. For example, if you said yes because you believe you feel responsible for someone. Now, I'm not talking about a 2-year-old or your baby that was born. Of course, you're responsible, yes. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about some grown adult that is a functioning adult here, right? Now, I'm not talking about some other type of situation. I'm just talking about feeling a false responsibility for other people, okay, other adults, right? But if you have a feeling that if you don't say yes to someone all the time, this person will perish. Like they're gonna crumble, fall apart, die, or something. And that may seem like a lot. I know saying that is like, oh, I don't think that, but do you? I want you to think about that, because it could be in the back of your mind, like you have to do this for this person, or they don't have anything. This is going to be messed up. Their life is going to be over if you don't say yes. If you see yourself thinking this about someone and feeling responsible for them, I want you to consider some of the following questions to ask yourself, okay? I really want you to consider this, and you can write this down as well, so that the next time you think of that, like, I gotta say yes, I want you to really think about some of these questions, okay? One, I want you to consider that this is an adult. The next thing I want you to consider is, has this individual survived before me? Has the individual ever survived without me? What role do I play in their lives? What benefit does saying no have for them? Is it harmful to them? What would genuinely, realistically happen if it was harmful? And at that point, I want you to really think about that, because if you say yes to someone because you have a fear, which I call emotional blackmail, which I'll talk about a little bit, if you have that kind of fear, then and you think they're going to be harmed, I want you to contact someone. Like, I want you to, if you don't know who to contact, you to contact me, tell me about what's going on so I can get you some resources in the community for this person, okay? If you have a worker, because you should, I think you do have some type of resource in the community, I want you to make sure that that you contact them, because they have resources as well. I know most people watching this video should be working with a healthcare provider. So I know that you have some type of resource, okay? But reach out, let us know so we can get you some help for this person, okay? Now, as you're considering some things, I want you to consider this. Would they continue to do what they are doing if something happened to you? Like, if you were no longer able to help them out, if you were no longer able to do anything for them, for real, like you weren't here anymore, what would they do? Would they continue to make it without you? I really want you to think about that. I'm not saying I want anything to happen to you, but I'm just saying, what if you wouldn't hear any longer? What would they do? If you are dealing with someone who uses emotional blackmail, and those are emotional blackmail is something that where a person feels that because they know that you care about them, or they know that you, maybe you're just a nice person, or that you have a lot of empathy and compassion, they may use like, oh, you don't like me, or oh, you're treating me like other people have treated me in the past, and making you carry like a big burden. It's like using your emotions to blackmail you into doing things for them, right? And some of it could be guilt, because maybe you had a better upbringing in this person, or maybe they feel that you had a mom and they didn't, and so you should pay for the rest of your life because they didn't have a mom. Like, it's these things, right? Like, or you were treated better than I was, or you were able to go to school and I wasn't, or look at my background and look at yours, and you're better off, and if you don't help me, I'm a destroy myself. Like, those are that's emotional blackmail, is playing on all your emotions. There's probably a better definition, but for the most part, that's what I'm talking about here today, okay? Another example is that you want to be accepted. This is another reason why you might say yes. You want to be accepted and will feel rejected if you didn't answer yes, or if you don't answer yes. If that is the case, I really want you to consider why you feel the need to be accepted by putting your feelings and goals on hold in order for others to like you. I am not judging you. I am not asking you to judge yourself. I'm asking you to notice it. Because it's not even really about those people. It's something else. It's some other underlining, sorry if you're hearing all kind of bells and things going on as I try to control the environment. Sometimes things are just going off out of my control. But I don't want you to judge yourself in regards to, or think I'm judging you or anybody else, because if you don't notice this, you're going to continue to do it. And so noticing it sometimes can make people feel bad. And again, the mind starts to critique, the mind starts to make you think about, oh man, why are you thinking this? Oh, what's wrong with you? Or, all these things. But I want you to just remind yourself that I have to pay attention to this to make the change. Thank you, mind, for helping me notice that I'm doing this. Thank you, mind, right? I don't want you to stay in the judging of yourself. So, because when I say that, I know that your mind is going to do that. So I don't want you to be mad at yourself for judging yourself, but I know your mind is going to do it naturally. So it's not something you're going to be able to stop, but it's something that you'll be able to use some strategies that I just gave you to help bring your mind back and then control it. That's really the key. It's not that these things are going to pop in your head. It's that you have the strategies now to try to make better choices. And that's what it's about. It's like driving a car, right? And you're driving this car and you see a big wall coming up and you just press on the gas and you slam right into it. And I'm sorry if this is bringing up any triggering any kind of car accidents or anything that's happened to anyone. I don't mean to do that. But it's like you're hitting this wall and you keep on hitting it constantly. You keep on pressing the gas. But as you begin to make these changes in your life, these changes that I'm talking about right now, you're going to one day see an exit. Yeah, there's an exit over there. Exit been there. There's an exit over there. And sometimes you're going to see the exit, but still press on the gas, right? Because that's just what life is. Like sometimes we're like, I see that exit, but I'm about to just I'm pressing on this gas. But there's going to be times when you get off on the exit, and getting off on the exit is going to be easier and easier over time. And that's why you're doing this, to make that kind of change, okay? So the next stage, again, and I want you to really think about the last one I talked about, because I don't think I finished that one. And so that's really when you are feeling that you want to be accepted and you feel like rejected, so you answer yes, right? I want you to also consider, are you surrounding yourself by people who have your best interest at heart? Or do they take and never reciprocate? So let's recap. The next stage is for you to continue to pay attention to how your body feels and to recognize when you say yes, when you should say no. And remember, you're going to continue to make note of this, however you did it in the first phase. If you said no, that's fantastic. If you like quicker to say no, that's good. Still, I want you to write down an explanation for that, you know. And if you were hesitant, I want you to write down that you were hesitant, and I want you to think about, why were you hesitant? Were you looking for acceptance? Were you afraid of something? Or did you feel like you had to, right? Write all of those things down. Now, in the next video, what we're going to do is start digging a little deeper into the thoughts behind those beliefs that you have, okay? Because we got some beliefs there, and we want to try to dig in there and try to figure out what they are, okay? During that next step, I want to also give you, think about some resources in the community, okay? Which is going to take some time. It's not going to be a month or two. It's going to take some time to get to the place where you want to be, okay? So I want you to think about the steps that you are making as long-term steps to a better life. It's just going to take some time to get there, but it's going to be worth the journey, okay? So I'm Devonna Smith, your life coach, and let's go ahead and dig right into part 2.